Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, and thank you for joining us once again, TheModenstersOfGaming. I'm Kaiju K, and this is a map of the Galapagos Islands. Now you might be saying, Kaiju, why are you showing us a map of the Galapagos Islands? Well, I know it's been done by several YouTubers, so I just wanted to enter myself into the ring of an idea for my own Pokemon region and my own Pokemon. Um, oh, excuse me, I just got off of a live stream with Subliminal Necro, and my throat is killing me, but I did promise this video for a few days now, so I'm just going to get it over with. So, my idea is for a game I like to call Pokemon Mercury. It would be based on the Galapagos Islands, and the main theme of it would be basically the idea of let nature stay the way, or the progression of man. So I've thought about the name. It's either going to be Pokemon Mercury or Pokemon Galove, which is Galov, Galapagos, and Love, because I've always loved the Galapagos Islands. And of course, in case you didn't know, the Galapagos Islands are a series of islands that were found by Charles Darwin and helped him with his theory of evolution, which will be big in this game. It's going to be different from a lot of Pokemon games, as it's only going to use a few. I mean, as you can see from the map, these are the main islands, but sporadically around the map will be other islands that you don't actually have to go to if you don't want to. A lot of them won't even show up as hints or quests, so there'll be plenty of places for you to go to find random Pokemon. Or you can just go past them and not have to deal with them at all. Although the game does have a strong emphasis on exploring. Now, something you should know is the game will be highly rated in Fakemon, which, in case you didn't know, are fake Pokemon, hand-drawn. And I have multiple reasons for wanting to do this. One of them is I've always wanted to make my own Pokemon game. I've used RPG Maker for years. I've made little projects here and there, nothing I've actually put out. But I always had fun with it. And I've been playing Pokemon since the original Red and Blue. So I'm an old guy, so don't mind that. I apologize for that. But the real reason for it is, unless people would like to help me in fixing ideas, including the other Modensters, or help me draw up some of these ideas for Pokemon, it's going to force me to do something I've never actually wanted to do, but something I've always dreamed of being able to do. It's going to force me to learn how to draw. So, if you've seen any of my top 10 lists or any of the other Modensters top 10 lists, you can tell that our artwork is, shall I say, toddler level sometimes, with the exception of Subliminal. He's a really good artist. So that's another one of the reasons. But there's other people you could go see. Go see True Green 77. He's doing a fun one right now. I've been following him for a while. I'll probably add a few more to check in the link below. Go check out their channels for their ideas. But what I want to have in this game, it's a lot easier if I just, say what won't be in the game. Because, well, there's a lot of things I don't want in the game, and please feel free to give me your comments below. So the first thing I don't want are Z moves. I don't like Z moves. The idea of a one hit, one use, that's it, you're done. It's nowhere near as cool as something like a Mega Evolution. Heck, it's not even as cool as Dynamax. And I don't like Dynamax. Oh wow, the sheep got gigantic, which I thought was adorable. But, once again, Mega Evolution lasts longer, you get bigger bonuses from it, cool new abilities, sometimes even type changes. Dynamax changes all your moves into the same core moves. If one person uses Knockout and one person uses Bite, it turns into the same move, which I didn't like. This little comic I found on Google, along with all these other little pictures that you'll see. So let me just, yeah, there we go, get that. Guys, let's practice our moves. YMCA, that's great. This says right here it's from gamestrelaxla.deviantart.com. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. But yeah, I'm not a fan of Z moves, so they will not be in my Pokemon game. Next up, as you can see by the giant sheepy in the background, which is the most adorable Pokemon in the game now, sorry. I know I do have a lot of other Pokemon I think are adorable, like poor little Dratini's now lost, and Torchic is beyond help. I mean, just look at that happy little face of death. Dynamax will not be in my game. And the reason for it is, it's, in my opinion, it's just a cheaper version of Mega Evolution. Don't get me wrong, I definitely hold Dynamax way above Z-moves. Like, you don't understand. I'd rather have a Pokemon that only had HMs to fight with than use Z-moves and use Z-moves. So, I mean, there's that. I do like the HP boost. I do like that on certain Pokemon that can make them really scary. But I don't want it in my game. Because it's just, with the exception of a few, it's just, ooh, it got bigger. It got chunkier. Move on. Next up are HMs. I never liked the idea of HMs at all. The idea that, you teach it to a Pokemon, the Pokemon can no longer use that, can no longer lose that spot unless you go and find yourself a move deleter. You usually can't find move deleters until later on in the game. It really just kills. Now, don't get me wrong, the HMs will still be in the game in two forms. The actual HM abilities, like fly and everything, will be new types of equipment. For instance, say you need cut, you might have a machete, or maybe some kind of little hedge clipper or something like that. I haven't figured it completely out yet, but ideas are welcome. Maybe a jet ski for surfing. And speaking of surfing, no, I will also not be having island challenges. While Sun and Moon may have been some of my favorite Pokemon games that have come out in a while, the big kahuna thing, no. The big challenges, no. You will be facing against gym leaders. Gym leaders will be slightly different, however, as they will not just use one type of Pokemon. Gym leaders will use Pokemon more based on their job or the job classification. So if you're up against like a miner, they'll probably use rock and steel and ground types. If you're up against a baker, they'll probably use like fairy and fire types, that kind of stuff. If you're wondering why fairy types, you know what I'm talking about. There are cake Pokemon and ice cream Pokemon now. Don't start with me. After that, this is the one that I really don't like. I've always hated this. First of all, no, this little guy is not the weakest. Once he kicks in his schooling ability, he becomes quite fierce. I just wish they gave him a better move pool. The idea that there are Pokemon that are so unbelievably weak that they can't be in competitive play. These creatures are on these islands because they evolved to survive on these islands. That's what the Galar region is going to be. These are Pokemon that have survived here. They are strong enough to face off against anything. So once these things reach their final evolutions, you will not be running into truly weak Pokemon at all. Like things like, unfortunately, like poor Butterfree, who got a really raw deal since Pokemon Red and Blue. It's gotten some new moves, and it's got a new Dynamax form and everything. But other than that, its stats are what kills it. I don't want any of those anymore. Maybe I'll make a Pokemon with 1 HP. No, we already did that. And no, it's not Ninjask. It's crud, I can't remember his name now. Anyway, I'll probably try to find out and put it down in the comments below. Now, that being said, there are a few things that I may want to add if it's possible. For instance, Pokerus. Which is a really weird thing to say, seeing as we're currently in the coronavirus era right now. But Pokerus was an item that allowed you to get all kinds of benefits from having it. You could spread it to all kinds of Pokemon in your team, and then eventually you would lose it. It would just it would go away, and then you'd become immune to it, so you couldn't get Pokerus again. My idea for Pokerus is it will weaken the Pokemon while they have it. It'll probably like have their experience growth, weaken their stats one stage each. But once it comes through full, these Pokemon will get a permanent stat boost in every category. And maybe like a sub ability, like they have immunity, so they can't, just make them immune to poison or something. I haven't figured that one completely out. I would like ideas for it. But the idea behind it was, I believe it just boosted your stat growth, I believe. Another thing that I always disliked, but anything is the shiny Pokemon. And no, we're not going to have any more green cucumber Pokemon. I'm looking at you, Dragonite. Just stop for 1 second. I'm sorry to say that. I just want to bring this up. I hate Dragonite. All right, now it has nothing to do with his stats. Dragonite's a powerful monster. It has nothing to do with his typing. Dragonair was such a beautiful Pokemon, such a strong Pokemon, and then it becomes that. It doesn't look threatening at all. Dragonite never looked threatening to me. When I was playing Red and Blue, I destroyed Lance's entire team with my Aerodactyl, which may or may not have been Missingo in disguise. But no, with shiny Pokemon, I want them to be just as rare as usual. But I think shiny Pokemon should have some kind of advantage above other Pokemon. They're so rare. Maybe they get a small stat boost or something like that to one of their weaker stat categories. You know, like Bulbasaur here. I mean, Bulbasaur doesn't have the best speed. Maybe a shiny Bulbasaur would have better speed than any other Bulbasaur around it. Character customization? Yes. I actually think character customization should be a little more fun and enjoyable. I think it should, you know, here's some examples right here, as you can see, but I think maybe get some ideas going. This would just be a free fun game. Maybe you have your character dress up as the God of War or something like that. Not 18 different color scarves and a different knitting bag or something like that. Really give them some comical relief. Maybe you have yourself walking around like Big Bird with a Snuffleupagus purse or something. I don't know. Although I do believe I would really like to work on more than just their clothes. I would like to work on maybe coloration, eye type, nose type, mouth type, weight, height, etc. I don't know if it's doable. It might be. I'm gonna stop picking that bottle up. I keep knocking it down with my big feet. All right, next up. Oh wait. Oh yeah. Next up, something that I truly wanted more of in the other games. More uses for the dive THM, or in this case, the dive machine. It'll probably be a little sub or something like that, or a little walking suit or something. I can just see how cute it would be, a little sub. You know, go Pokeball! And you shoot a little Pokeball out of the little submarine hole. I don't know. I'm not from the Navy. I'm from the Army. Any Navy men want to tell me if it's a torpedo tube or a torpedo launcher or a launch tube? I've heard so many ways of saying it. Besides the islands, which are going to be all dotted around, I'm thinking of having lots of dive locations where you could run into things like, say, you know, sunken ships, caves, trenches, maybe some legendary Pokemon that no one knows about, maybe some new Pokemon that no one's heard of. I always thought it'd be great for there to be an idea where you run into a Pokemon that does not show up in your Pokedex, you know. Just, wait, what is that? Yep, that's what it is. That's what it is. Next up, the Pokemon Casinos. Yes, you know I want Pokemon Casinos. But the Pokemon Casinos were always fun. The thing is, though, that with how my game's going to be played, purchasing Pokemon will be one of the least important things you have to worry about when it comes to casinos. Maybe have them be new ways to get tokens, to get new outfits, or get actual money so you can actually afford things in the game, or maybe get rare items ahead of schedule. Or maybe you see that in this picture, it's obvious to me that Pikachu is just a cheating little punk who should be destroyed and Ash should be burned alive. I'm sorry. I'm going to hold back on doing any more comments against Ash and his immortalness. Nope. Something else I want to do is I want to throw some mini games in. These mini games can be all kinds of things. Maybe we could make a joke with a whole 5Ds joke, like a Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds joke, where you have to face off against one of the gym leaders on a special Pokemon motorcycle. where you have like a little platform in the middle, and you know you're going faster or slower, and it could affect the Pokemon. You could rock them or something. I haven't figured this one out completely either, but I do know that in several of my RPG Maker program games, I have been able to make simple mini games, so I think this would be fun too. Another way to pass the time in the game, make money, etc. All right, now where was I? Oh yeah, and of course I've already said it, but here's something interesting. I would like to ask some of these Fakemon designers, not just artists, but from other games, to bring into this world of mine. Maybe even get some with some regional variants. It could be cool. This one will be a little more difficult for me to do, but I would like to speak with some of them and see if they'd be okay with it. You know, some might say yes, some might say no, but we'll see it when it gets there. And finally, regional Fakemon, yes, and regional Pokemon. That's right. While I don't want to bring Pokemon themselves in, some regional variants might not hurt. I have some ideas. Now, of course, these three are out of the picture. None of these would be in my idea book, but this was the best I could find. So this is just the picture I'm using. Regional Pokemon are an interesting idea for me, and the Galove region would be a perfect place to put them. Pokemon that got on the island somehow and had to evolve differently in order to move in. For instance, if you look at it like Corphish and Crawdaunt, it's said that they're not even from the location you find them in. They're water and water dark, respectively. But they never really say where they were found, or do they? They might say where they were found, but you don't see what they were originally. They evolved into this area to become these types. And before you ask, yes, Crawdaunt is one of my favorite Pokemon, so I'm going to hold him high and probably put him in if I can. Now, the next part is what I will definitely be putting into the game. So, first off, regional variants. Once again, I don't know why I put this down 3 times. I have regional variant Fakemon from other games, regional Fakemon from the game, and regional variants, period. But they're there, I guess. I don't know why. Mega Evolutions. Definitely want Mega Evolutions. Not just my own Fakemon, but maybe some of the regional variant Fakemon. You know, if I bring, say, okay, this is a joke because I would never bring it, but if I say brought a regional variant of Charizard, maybe we'd have a regional variant X and a Y. Just an example, but if anyone's followed any of my Pokemon stuff, they would know how much I truly despise Charizard, or at least what I think it should have been, and instead what it became. Oh, that's interesting. While I'm talking about Pokemon, my Pinterest just mentioned that there's some more Pokemon I should be interested in. Oh, that's just the best right there. Fakemon are definitely going to be in the game. If you don't know who these 3 are, then you haven't played Pokemon Uranium, one of the, if not the greatest Fakemon game to exist. If you haven't played it, I suggest you pause this, go find it on the internet, download it, and play it for a few hours. Maybe even forget I exist. You know, just come back whenever you feel like it, or go see True Green or something like that. You know, there's other channels out there besides me. Fakemon, of course, I'm going to have lots of Fakemon throughout the game. Every Pokemon's going to be a Fakemon. You know, there may be some designs that look like other Pokemon, but this is just a free idea. I don't need it to be taken down because somebody was jealous of the fact that Sun and Moon didn't do as good as Uranium did. Oops, I'm sorry, did I say that out loud? Oops. Sorry, Phil Tendo. Oops, I said it again. I've already mentioned the HM items that I want, but an interesting idea I have is for buyable Pokemon. Now, I don't mean like the casino where you went in and you saved up money to get that Dratini, which took me hours to get in Red and Blue. But the idea of this game is there's actually going to be a group out there whose main interest is, in fact, creating Pokemon themselves and then selling it. So you'll be able to actually buy Fakemon that are, yeah, they'll be pretty generic, but all have special abilities. I actually have an idea for one that would be similar to a specific Pokemon. I'm not going to say who it is, but this Pokemon, who I'm not telling you it is, has 29 separate forms, although it's quite useless, but these Pokemon wouldn't be. Fossil Pokemon will definitely be in the game. However, I do plan on making a hidden island where you'll be able to find the non-fossil versions of fossil Pokemon. So, for instance, like, you might find a, I don't know, Omastar, except instead of it being rock water, it might be, say, rock or water psychic, because maybe that's what Omastar originally was. And once again, remember that these Pokemon would also be far stronger due to the stat growth that the Galove region would give it. Ooh, sorry about that. And something else I want to point out, I would like this to be a game where the Pokemon trainer actually has a loving family that is actually together. No mysterious father off in the middle of nowhere, or dead, or never mentioned, or could possibly be Giovanni. No, I mean, just have an actual family unit who loves each other, supports each other. that kind of stuff. For this game, there will be 3 quotation marks evil teams, end quotation marks, in the main story. Notice the hint there of the main story. That will be battling it out for supremacy in this world. There will be a militant faction. They will be focused mainly on trying to help improve the island, to help it more designed to help people get onto it and explore. And their main mindset is that the Pokemon here are in trouble because of several events which we'll come into in the game, and they're just trying to protect them. There'll be another team that will strictly fight against them, and their idea is that none of the humans should be actually on the islands, and if they are, they should be able to live with nature and not interfere with the Gallove region and hippies. That's what I'm just going to say. They're just hippies. But don't think they'd be any weaker than the other team. They are still going to be quite powerful. Now, like I said, these are the evil groups, quotation marks in the air, because they stand by their own ideals. They're not trying to take over the world. They're not trying to summon some giant deity to destroy the earth, or to flood the earth, or to set the earth on fire, or to create a dimension of hell. They're just bickering. That's this idea. They're just going to bicker. Bicker. And then there's the third team who seems to be trying to not stop the fighting, and not trying to stoke the fire. They're trying to find a peaceful medium for these guys. Like, well, we'll have these islands over here, and you can have those islands over there. How about that? But these 3 groups will not recognize you as anyone but a threat, unfortunately, for reasons you'll find out in the story. Here's one I really think I like, and it really annoys me. Your starter choices, your starter Pokemon, will be something your parents bought out. There aren't going to be some super rare species that only one of them exists, and if you don't pick the other 2, your rivals or someone will steal it or something. No. The Pokemon you'll be able to get will either be purchasable or found out in the wild. So you won't have to worry about making that choice. You'll eventually find the others. I always like this because it's like, well, this rare Charmander's from another area. Well, what area is it? This rare Torchic can't be found anywhere. It's a distinct species, but where did it come from originally? What region? We never find these things out. So this would be like, you can pick these 3, or you can pick this generic store-bought one. You can find these 3 on these islands, and you can buy it, and we'll just get you the generic store-bought one now. It won't really make a decision, change in the game, but I think that, only being able to choose one starter and then the rest just disappear or are uncatchable, it just seemed like, where are you people getting these? All these Pokemon are going to be found on this island. Well, these islands. Now, like I said, the 3 main evil teams will be part of the storyline, so you'll meet them on the islands. However, there's actually a 4th team that you can only find by exploring. You'll be hinted at where they are from the beginning of the game, and you'll eventually run into one of them on the islands. But if you don't go exploring to find these villains, if you will, and once again, they're not even really an evil team. They have their own reasons for what they do. I haven't figured it out yet if I want them to be like another dimension. They're from space, they're from the future, they're from the past, alternate reality, multiverse theory, that kind of stuff. Once again, this is just the blank idea sheet. This is the blank idea I'm going to do. I'm putting this down so Necro and Reaper and Bonsai and Roadblock and Subliminal can take a look at it. Maybe Kitten of Doom, Gray, or Grim rather. They could take a look at it and maybe send me messages how they have ideas for it. I want this to be big, but I want help from the community too. We're pushing 65 viewers right now, and I'm putting myself back in the ring. I'm not going to let my depression put me down anymore. I may even, when the VA office calls up, I may even see if maybe they'd recommend something for me, even if I have to start taking medication again, which I really don't want to, but it might just be for the best. Enough of that. Jeez, I'm talking about my game here. I don't need to be doing this. Now, the truth is that this game will not really have a rival system so much. Kind of. There will be competitors out there who are testing you and pushing you to the limits and everything like that. But you have enough on your plate as it is with the storyline, 3 evil teams, a 4th one you don't know about, and the idea of having 17 rivals who are all calling you stinky and pug ugly and weak. It doesn't seem to work, especially with how you were brought up in this game. You're a pretty tough cookie in this game. You know, you're well schooled. You're homeschooled basically, and your parents are archaeologists who brought you on all their digs. So your life was basically helping them through digs and learning. Your character's failing point is your silent lack of charisma, but all the main protagonists of Pokemon games have that level. And with that said, this is a blank idea for it. I have other stuff up that I could talk about later on if anyone's actually interested in this, or maybe I'll just bring it up because I really want to. This is a project that I want to do, if nothing more than just to better myself and to try and improve myself, I guess I should say, is another way of putting it. Because unfortunately, things don't always work out for everybody. So, yes, if anybody wants to help me with this, or anyone else wants to send any ideas, if anyone thinks that maybe I should change something, now remember, those things I put at the beginning, the things that I'm not going to put in my game, those won't go into my game. I'm sorry. Now, like the weak stat Pokemon. Well, the weak stat Pokemon, level 1 starter Pokemons will be weak, but when they get to their max evolution, they'll be a fighter. Even the level 1 Pokemon that have no evolutions will be fighters. They'll be able to swing for the fences. So the game's going to have a bit more of a challenge to it, because you can't be like going back to the field full of flowers and with your fire type starter and just constantly burn down the same weak flower over and over again to boost yourself, because that weak little flower is going to be as strong as you eventually. No island challenges, HM items only, no Dynamax, and no Z moves. But if you guys have any other ideas for what you want to do with this game, or if you'd like to help out this game, or if you'd like to help draw a few Pokemon, or anything like that, I would be ever so grateful. But until next time, I'm Kaiju K from TheModenstersOfGaming. Gaming. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Have yourself a great night, a great day, or a great afternoon. Peace out, everybody.